can start.
Let's synchronize the roll.
Thanks for coming, everybody. This is Vung Tau Photography Club first podcast, coming to you from the VFB bar in Vung Tau Vietnam. My name's Nick. I'm the founder of the club, and then we've got to my right is Dave, and Andre and Ruslan. We had a few more members would have turned up today, but circumstances not permitting, so we're going to carry on as we normally do every last Sunday of every month, and we set a challenge every month, and at the end of the month, last Sunday, we put a slideshow together, and then we talk about all the pictures, so we can discuss each other's work with honest, fair criticism and tips for improvement for all of us. Okay, so off we go. The March challenge for this year is street food, and I've called it Street Food Bite 2 because our very first challenge was the Street Food Challenge. So this is Mark 2, Bite 2. And the first person is Mark. These three pictures. More of a portrait than a street food?
It's a street, yes. The street is quite clear. Street food, shot right on the street. Pretty funny, and the kids are so. It's a kind of a interesting look, especially when you see the both. You do compare one with each other.
I'd like to know if he used a flash on that, or if that's just the natural lighting in the picture. It's too bad Mark's not here this week.
Judging by the background, I'll say that's natural light from the soil.
But it's interesting lighting because it's coming across the side of his face, and then his left side is completely dark, and it's a nice little shot, I think.
Yeah, it does. I think that works really well. That's
Actually, I don't know what to say. For me, it is like the very nice picture, but for home album, for family album. Seems to me that like this child is like somebody of his family, belongs to his family. Just it will be the great picture for home album, for family album.
One thing I will say is the composition. Maybe the child on the right, or maybe a crop, hard crop, to take the background out.
The background.
That
means, but the best thing is street photography for. Yeah. It's a background.
Point taken. Good point. Okay, next one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what this is. It's very hard to see on the screen.
Well,
somebody mixing something in a bowl.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
No idea. Maybe it's not on the street.
No, she's showing Mark couldn't turn up today to explain where he took this and what actual process is going on there.
Yeah, I can't really tell, but it looks like some chopsticks sticking out of a bowl and a plastic bag tied around the top, but I don't know.
Yeah. Any idea, Ruslan?
We have to ask the maker, the owner of this picture. Actually, I live here for 10 years and I don't know what they're preparing. No ideas.
It looks a bit bloody over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the right hand. Is that a bone or I have no idea?
Well, it looks like a.
It could be a knife.
Hand. The hand.
Yes, that's a hand. Yeah, and this is a hand. He's wearing protective gloves. Whoever's cooking there, and they're obviously preparing something in this bowl.
Just mixing.
What is it? I have no idea. It just seems to be a lot.
Some cutlet.
No. It's more like sauce or soup. Sauce. It's maybe sauce.
Or maybe something to fry. So they make a mixture to fry, maybe.
Okay, so subject aside, what do we think of the actual photograph?
Well, hands.
For me, it's just a bit too dark, and there's not enough of what is actually happening.
There is no accent on
the actual subject.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. Being too dark and having no idea what it is.
Okay, we go for number 3.
Okay.
So-
maybe this is an answer.
the second part.
But it leaves more clues, I think, than answers.
But still, I don't have any ideas what they are preparing. Just they trying to make it clean, so they wear sort of plastic gloves. But what they are cooking, just very hard to understand.
Well, but if you talk about street food photography, maybe it's a kind of a portrait street food photography.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
The portrait is a portrait. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Still a bit too dark, though.
But yes, still too dark. It's too dark.
So, I mean, it is quite. Looks a bit grainy, so it must have had the ISO quite high. But it's just, for me, it's not.
Yeah, I think his first one was his big hit of the month. It was a good picture. The other two are kind of hard to tell what's even going on in it.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, who's up next? It's me.
Okay.
I mean, man.
So.
Okay, this was on Back Beach, and I like the backdrop. That's why I took the picture because of the backdrop. It was all purple, and then the orange in the top right-hand corner. I quite like the backdrop, but it's a typical street scene you'd see anywhere around here.
Yeah, typical street food.
For me, when I'm also fond of street photography. So one day when I go out, I try to find the color matching, not only the scene, but taking just the colors matching. And here it's very nice. Just this soft blue color goes for the background, and for like kiosks, they are making the accent. So it's like so here
it works on the contrast.
It is the picture that works on the color contrast. The blue goes for the background, and the bright, even sometimes when overexposed white, it just makes the accent. So
Yeah. Okay. Anything right there?
I just agree with what they said. The colors are quite lovely, and it's all exposed very well. So I'm impressed.
Thank you very much. Okay, next one. You're criticising my pictures, so let's.
who's this one is?
Huh?
This one.
This is it's just. I liked all the steam and everything. I just like the. I didn't actually get it very well focused on him. The camera kept focusing on this source video.
That's why you have manual.
Yeah, that's why I have mine exactly.
Well, actually, even if you use the manual, I saw that the light condition is not so pretty good, and you have to slow down the shutter speed. And the man is moving a little bit, so you have out of focus just because he's moving.
That's correct. That he was moving all the time. He wouldn't keep still.
So use high ISO. Well, I didn't afraid too much about the high ISO. Sometimes it's better to have a kind of a film effect. Film effect is more better than out of focus.
Sure.
Just because of the slide on the image.
Right. But if you want a grain effect, you can add that in post-process too.
Yeah, but if you want this effect as a additional one. But if you choose between two bad things, film effect is a less bad thing than
lesser of two evils.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it was only the one picture, or you take the series?
No, I just took the one.
One.
Yeah.
Go.
There's one of 100 or two.
Because what I have when I shoot street pictures here, I'm often just maybe 6 times out, 6 times from 10 I will meet the very negative reaction.
Normally, I would take 3 or 4 pictures of a subject, maybe more.
And
if I want to capture, what I want to capture. But in this one, I was just literally just going around snapping.
Because here,
I took one, and when I got home and saw the pictures, most of them were. I thought that one had potential. It was the best of a bad bunch, put it that way.
I do like the steam rising. It's not easy to capture, so you did a good job on that one.
Okay. Stuart, who isn't here, so we can say what we like.
Okay.
He didn't have a lot of time, so this is, you must all know this lady.
Yeah, she came to his bar to take the picture.
That's
Flash on the front.
Yeah. You can see her every evening.
Haven't seen her since last night.
Applying her wares around Vung Tau.
Always smile.
Always smiling, lovely lady.
Well, as most of the Vietnamese, they smile every time.
for everything, just
For everything. Even if you have an accident with the motors, first thing you see is a smile. Oh, I'm
the
sorry.
smile for protection, smile for everything.
Whether he's just taking it straight out the camera, I think he has. I don't think he's even tried to edit in Lightroom, because for me it's a bit dark.
Just because of the flash.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he's got a flash on her, and the background's all dropped out. But he's got a really fast shutter speed because he stopped that car.
Yeah.
The highlights are blown out a little bit too much. Toned them down a bit.
Положи посерединке на всякий случай, как бэкап.
Backup record.
So about here in this case, this picture reminds me there is one very famous Japanese photographer who each time when he goes outside to take the pictures of strangers, in one hand there is a camera, and in the other hand there is a flash, and all the pictures which he takes of the strangers always uses flash, and flashes straight to the face. So
So he'd be proud of that one. And the other one is similar.
The more distractive action of the flash. More distractive. As I do remember, Stuart just bought a new camera. It's Canon D90.
Stuart?
Stuart just bought a new camera, D90, and actually its camera is pretty good and high ISO too.
I think this is with his SX70
Oh, okay.
with the built-in flash, because the flash isn't
They both
filling the whole thing.
They both have in-camera flash.
Oh yeah, okay.
Both.
Okay, I might be wrong.
So I'm not sure about. Okay, I'm not sure about the camera, exactly the camera, but well, that's why I do afraid about the flashes. To use the flash, especially in automatic mode, with no adjustment.
Right.
But anyway, I do use off-camera flashes to fill up the shadows on a highlight condition.
Flash.
It's quite good in this in this case. Well,
I can never take a flash shot, just the first shot. I always got to make some adjustments to it. There's going to be something that's going to be off. You need to turn up the power, turn down the power,
Yep.
shut down the aperture or whatever needs to be done. So there's always some test shots involved. So if he just did these on one shot and called it a night, then that's why they're kind of the highlights are a little blown out and the background's completely gone.
This is automatic mode, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's my. It's just.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's not here, so he can't tell us his methods, and if he might turn up a bit later. But, there we go.
Okay.
Okay. Dave.
I know him.
It's better on here than.
It's hard to tell with it being so dark. That's a bit of a pan.
Yeah.
But actually, I like it.
Yeah.
In this case, the dark tones on the background is pretty good.
Yeah,
It's
I think
pretty good.
There's very strong accent, just to the point.
Just enough light.
It's perfectly lit. I think the contrast is perfect.
Yeah, all done good, all good done. Just and especially, I saw that there's one special feature of a technique being used on this image. I don't remember how it calls exactly on English, but you just keep the object on one point and slide the camera with the object.
Pen.
Yeah.
Pan,
Yeah, and in a slow shutter speed, you will smooth all of the background with a movement, but the object will be sharp on the image, and it exactly shows you that the object is moving.
My Canon M50 has a special setting under the scene setting for panning. So it makes these come out much better than just doing it on my own.
And there is one thing to play with is like the center weight light metering. So it's not. It's like I don't know which setting they were used, but it seems like point metering.
Yeah, it looks like a point metering on the
Yeah,
center.
Metering. Because if it is
It's metered off of her, off of the cart. Yeah.
because if there is was the average light metering, it will not be extended, and it will be
Right.
it wouldn't be so interesting. So there is.
Yeah, great picture. Dave. Really like it.
What?
Explain.
Well, this is one of the ice cream trucks down on Halong.
Oh yeah, so it is.
And so I started with I used a 17 to 150 millimeter zoom lens.
I know this.
And
How is
started
it?
with it zoomed all the way in. I zoomed out about halfway and did a quick stop, and then zoomed all the way out to 17 millimeters.
It's like
I had
a
it
dolly effect in movie or something.
It had 2.5 second shutter speed on it, ISO 100, f22 with about a 4-stop ND filter on it.
Oh, indeed.
So you have to slow down the shutter speed.
Yeah, because I wanted a 2.5 second shutter speed because I wanted to stop in the middle as I was zooming out.
I like it.
I also noticed that if I started at a wide angle and zoomed in, it was much darker because the original part of it is all black around the truck. And then as you zoom in, it doesn't light up quite this way. So I ended up just zooming out.
When I first saw it, if it hadn't been for the lettering, I thought it was following from Andre's last month. I thought it was a chip. I thought it was some sort of computer chip at first.
Oh, really?
Until I started. Well, that was my initial, because you're drawn, because of the laid in lines,
Right.
you're drawn straight to the centre. I thought, what kind of chip is that? And it wasn't until I started looking around and seeing the ice cream and the drink cones and the, I realised
helps
it's
a
sort
little
of, yeah. I
Pretty
realised what it
good.
was.
That's pretty good.
Actually, for the first time, I thought it was like two pictures matched, like how it's called, double exposure. I thought it was double exposure, but it wasn't.
Just a long exposure.
Because I thought the one picture was taken of some sort of letters, like advertisement, and the other on the background was the second shot. So I thought it was double exposure for the first. Nice.
Yeah,
well, for me, all of this technique I do use already, but I actually use it another way. But for me, is pretty interesting thing that you do stop on a zooming. You have a middle position.
Right.
Usually, when I do the same shots, I done it before on a club, on a night party, and it's a bit different views of that effect. But I saw, I understand what is it. What is it?
I did some where I just zoomed out. I didn't stop in the middle, but I like this one.
But for me, this is a middle stop is made pretty much more interesting image than you just zoom in and out.
I think so too. Yeah.
Definitely.
Great.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, it's good. Excellent.
Oh yeah.
This is very cool.
This is actually several different pictures. I was shooting with shutter release on high-speed continuous. So she gets her chopsticks to that point in time, but this guy to the right-hand side didn't come into the picture till 11 frames later. Mm-hmm. So I had to paste him in because I liked her with her chopsticks, just about to put it in her mouth. But then I couldn't get the background right. It was the the Vung Tau orange sky, and it just wasn't coming out the way I liked. And then I remembered, hey, Luminar has sky replacement.
Okay.
So I have no idea where the sky came from, but it looks nice. Looks nice with them silhouetted there.
It does. And that could be Vung Tau, the sky.
Yeah.
The sky I'm talking.
Yeah.
Could easily be a Vung Tau sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It's nicely balanced.
It's exactly what is street food in Vung Tau. Right on the beach.
Yeah.
Right on the seaside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On a street on the seaside. Yeah.
The only way it could have been better if he would have cooperated and put down his phone and ate something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The problem of young generation everywhere, mobile phones.
Oh yeah.
And of course, the main thing for whole of the image is exactly the moment with the sticks and a piece of something ready to eat.
You see the mouth wide open.
This is exactly the point, exactly the sharpest thing on whole of the image. That it's all about. All image just about this. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, good. Great. 3 great pictures.
Thanks.
Okay,
Okay.
your turn.
So I thought I will almost fail this task for this home task for this month because there was a lot of job to do on my work, and then I thought just the last week of the month I will just 100% will find something interesting on my way home or somewhere else, and then the day before this meeting I realized I almost have nothing to show. So I decided just yesterday evening I took my motorcycle and tried to ride it around and to find the place. So for this picture I found it interesting when there was also like color. The first thing which came to my mind was the color. So it was like the yellow front and the blue background, and this advertisement plate, it like separates the private zones for those people who sit in front and others who are behind it. Just I saw it was 2 planes picture with 2 different color palettes, and just saw.
Yeah, you got the cold blues and blacks on the left, and the warm oranges and yellows on the right. It's a nice balance.
So just this picture was all about me. For me, it was all about the colors. Just, so have nothing to say about it. Just only colors.
Yeah, we have the same problem I had with that guy on his cell phone instead of eating.
No.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like too many people are actually eating anything there. They're all just on their cell phones.
Street cell phones.
Just 1, 2, 3. At least 3 of 6 people there using mobile phones.
Well, it was handy because if you look at the clothing as well, the man on the left, the far left, he's wearing a blue shirt, which fits in with all the cold colours. And then as you move to the right, the girl has got a sort of maroony, browny, beigey top on, and it just goes from the cold into the warm. I think it's really nice. Works well for me.
Well,
Second.
but what about the street food?
There is food.
There is
Yeah, there is food, but you have to find. You have to
It's all
find.
the right are eating. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, you have to find it.
There is
food on the
at
floor.
least few glasses of juice, one on the right and somewhere on the left. This picture, actually, from my experience of street photography, I just, as I told before, like 6 times out from 10, I met the negative reaction. Just like when I shoot somebody or something, it looks like I'm trying to. For them, it looks like I'm trying to steal something out of them. Just the very negative reaction. And here, when I saw this man in tattoos, he has tattoos on his hand, and I thought just he looks very
handsome.
not handsome, very that he can be very aggressive if I will do something wrong. So I just asked him, chụp một tấm được không? One picture. Can I make one picture? And he was very glad that he posed for maybe for a minute.
He looks very photogenic.
So it was.
He's trying to do this.
Looks like it.
So this picture is about the not about the maybe the street food, but about the reaction of this person. So I like it. And his wife, by the way, when I saw this picture on my computer at home, so I then realized that this lady is also very interested, has a very interesting reaction on this shot. So very positive. But I was afraid of it. So maybe next one. Okay. And this picture was taken maybe 3 months, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I saw just life and death in and yang.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
The chickens on the right side and living.
Yeah.
So in yang.
Yeah.
That's it.
This.
It's soon to be street food, as you can see over there on the right hand side.
Street food in the making, in training.
One of my first idea when I just thinking about this month's challenge. Okay, street food. What it had to be a super duper shocking thing for street food photography, and I think okay, I have to try to find the dogs.
Yeah.
And I supposed to find some kind of a composition with the dogs on a background, the same, but with the dogs. But finally, I do decide. Okay, maybe it's not for the open challenge.
Yeah, but well, you know,
it's quite.
Listen,
this is a life. Yeah, okay, this is a life.
Photography is as much about documentation.
Yes, right,
And
right.
observation as it is, you know.
I didn't ask somebody to cook a dog.
No, sure.
I just wanted to show.
Yeah.
But finally, I do make other images more smooth.
More fluffy kittens.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go and have a look.
Okay. Oh, that's me. That's me.
Okay, no dog in there.
No dog. But who knows?
Yeah, actually,
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Exactly. Yeah, it's Vietnam.
Actually, there is no. If there was a dog, the price would be much higher than they sell these things. The dog is expensive meat.
So I just saw a real uncommon situation when everything's on the right condition, on the right place, on the right numbers. So everything clear, everything. It's not a kind of a rubbish feeling when you saw something on a.
Well organized.
Yeah, well
clean as compared to a motorbike that nicked it.
Yeah. And for me, it's colorful, looks tasty, and my wife, when she saw this image, she told me, okay, when I saw this image, I want to try everything. This looks very nice.
Yeah. It does.
Also, you got it without any glare off the glass too, so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, of course, I just find the right angle with no mirroring of the
Not
no
everybody
reflection.
takes the time to do that.
Well, I have a time. Nobody rushed me because it being about 11 p.m. So, and actually, no tourists walking on the street, and they're all lazy, so boring, and I can do everything.
Have you left them any money? Have you bought some? Did you buy something?
No, I just saw when the reaction became worst. I just changed the place for other one. That's it.
Hey. Nice bokeh in this.
Yeah, very nice.
That's a cross Lechonfon Baku X cycle. Now there is no cycle, and just a small shop on the wells make a pink cake right on the street. So it's this everything you can add to the pink cake.
Yeah.
And I think about the image, what I can do with that. Should I take the man who make the pink cake, or should I take the whole set, or some others? But later I do decide, okay, let's make a small piece of a whole of the image and make it the main image. Make the small thing as a main.
Yeah.
And I used, and I really take a time to find the right angle with the background to catch as much street lights as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very good.
Looks great.
Yeah, it does.
Blown out just perfectly.
Yeah.
I use 70 to 200 wide open at 2 to 8, so that's why it's blurred.
Quite a big lens for street.
Quite useful one, because you can hold the camera on a strap, and the lens will always fixed by your legs when you drive the motorcycle.
And mine does.
Yeah.
Hangs right here.
I just hold it by my hands, or by my legs.
Yeah.
And on the street photography, I find that this huge lens with a huge zoom actually is a pretty good one. You can find the right image when the subject even didn't know nothing about you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, nice picture.
Okay, great.
Got the other side of that lady's corn stand that I had.
I think it's another lady. She's always standing right on a Russian gated community on the street.
Okay.
She always smile, always welcome, and I think, okay, you know me, I know you. I can take a time to make some shots.
And what was the metering? Center, or you did the average?
The light metering, you mean? Actually, I have a central point metering, and I use the corn on the right-hand side to measure the light and to make a focus. And then I just move the camera when I need to see.
I like the way it's got the light on the corn on the sides, but the middle's darked out. When I was shooting the lady, there was another guy that I was also shooting, and I was on the other side, and the corn was just getting blown out. I mean, it was just white. You couldn't see any of the grains or the kernels or anything like that. And yeah, it looks very nice. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's a great picture.
And actually, I have a number of the image nearly the same, but I choose this one, exactly this one, because of the car. It's right on the center.
Okay, right in the center of it. Yeah.
Right on the center.
Good bouquet in the
Bokeh.
Okay.
Yeah, again, this 70-200, and again, this wide open to an 8.
And how many steps between you and this?
It's just about 5 meters or something like that. It's quite near.
Yeah, great shot. Great composition.
And I like this from the corn. It's a kind of a small hairs. Hairs.
Yeah. Fibers. Yeah.
They show up real well against that black background.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, that's all. It's not all images.
Okay, gents.
They're all we're allowed to hand in.
Very interesting challenge this month, and I will announce unless you've got any ideas, or you got any ideas for a challenge? Anything you'd like to do?
You guys got anything you want to do?
I'm not prepared to answer.
This is okay.
Everything about nude. Everything but not nude, because I know exactly I will fail in it.
Okay.
No nude self-portraits?
Okay. No, please no.
Okay.
Okay, I did have an idea, but I've forgotten what it was.
Maybe something about technology.
Oh yes, fashion.
Fashion.
So anything goes, you know. Vietnamese fashion, Western fashion. I mean, obviously in Vietnam we're going to the ao dai and the nom la and the colourful pajamas and
we have to use flashes.
The colourful pajamas and I think it's a broad enough subject. I think it's got a lot of possibilities. You know, clothes shops. I'm thinking all sorts of material shops and tailors and seamstresses and sewing machines. There's all sorts of subjects.
Okay.
We can take from that. So fashion, yeah.
That's good.
Okay. Good. Okay. That concludes our meeting for this month, and that's the end of our first podcast. I think.
I hope we will manage to arrange
all of the records.
the records.
Ruslan is our editor, and he's going to add a few personal videos about.
But for me,
members.
it was interesting. Just really, I would like to try it.
Yeah.
The next time. Just,
okay.
I was afraid that we will be shiny, but it actually came out very comfortable atmosphere.
Well, a few beers in front, and that's it.
Okay, gents, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Good
too.
often.
See you.